And we're back with another segment of Pick of the Day, where you're going to get my daily NBA underdog pick. So if you like to bet on sports like I do and my pick hits, then you'll be doing very well that day. Also, we've been keeping a tally of how much money you would have earned if you bet $100 on my pick every single day. So our pick of the day for April 28th is going to come from that. Sacramento Kings versus Utah Jazz game tonight. Now I got the Sacramento Kings upsetting the Utah Jazz. Why is that? Don't get me wrong. The Sacramento Kings are awful. One of the worst teams in the league. When they go cold, they really go cold because they end up losing like 11 straight games. But I got them beating the team with the best record in the Utah Jazz, mainly because there's a lot of players. There's a lot of key guys missing here. Donovan Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox were already missing long periods of time. But Mike Conley Jr., the Utah Jazz, one of their most important players as well, will be missing this game too. Don't get me wrong, they still got Jordan Clarkson, the sixth man of the year, and Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year, and, my least favorite player in the NBA. But the Sacramento Kings, just their play style, like they play downhill, and that's typically the type of team you want to bet on to beat the Jazz. It's kind of like how the Timberwolves beat them these last two games. And don't get me wrong, I'm not just betting on the Kings just because the Timberwolves gave the Utah Jazz work. It's just a play style kind of thing. If you watch the first time these two teams played, it was a close game throughout until like the last minute. That's when the Utah Jazz, you will see the final score was like 118 to 102, but that happened at the end of the game. It was a close game for the entirety of the game, and the Kings really had a chance of upsetting them. I got them pulling it off this time. The Sacramento Kings just somehow magically put in work against the team with the best record in the NBA. Don't get me wrong, they suck. This is a very unlikely thing that'll happen. It's more of a BS game. Like I say, trust in the BS. It sounds like, smells like some BS, to be quite honest with you. Especially with them announcing Mike Conley out. And the Utah Jazz have not lost 3 games in a row yet this season. If they lose tonight, this will be the first time that they lost 3 games in a row and went on an official losing streak. So I got that happening. The Utah Jazz losing their 3rd straight game to a terrible team because they just lost their last 2 to a terrible team. But like I said, stylistically, it just works in the Kings' favor, even without De'Aaron Fox. And that's your pick of the day for April 20th. On a side note, just keep in mind that these are my daily NBA underdog picks, not to make them any more or less valid, but these are my underdog picks for the day, right? With that being said, if you ever want to hit me up for my opinion on other games that's going on in the NBA, because I look at the NBA games every single day and I bet on more than just my underdog picks. I bet on most of the games that happen in the day. Let me know. Hit me in the DM. Like, I'm always open to chat, always to give you my own analysis of a situation. If you agree with it, definitely put it down. Or if you disagree with it, always use your own discretion, because at the end of the day, it's your money and it's your risk.